It was the coldest winter in decades. The kind of cold that made the air sting and the nights feel endless. But little did I know, this winter would bring a miracle I'd never forget. I was used to the solitude of the woods. After losing my family years ago, I'd built this cabin to escape the noise of the world. But that night, something unexpected happened. I couldn't believe my eyes. A wolf, wild and proud, was standing at my door, begging for help. I knew the risks. Wolves are dangerous, unpredictable, but something in its eyes told me this was different. I didn't know if it would trust me, but as the hours passed, something incredible happened. It wasn't just the warmth that brought it back to life. It was as if the wolf had been waiting for this moment, a moment of connection between man and nature. Over the next few days, the wolf, whom I named Luna, began to recover. Her frost-bitten paws healed, and her once dull coat regained its silvery sheen. She followed me around the cabin, her piercing blue eyes always watching, always curious. I hadn't realized how lonely I'd been until Luna came into my life. She wasn't just a wolf, she was a friend. One evening as we sat by the fire, I found myself talking to her about my past. I told her about my wife, Sarah, and our daughter, Emily, who had been taken from me too soon in a car accident. Luna listened intently, her head resting on her paws, as if she understood every word. But our peaceful days were interrupted when a hunter named Tom arrived at my cabin. He was tracking a wolf that had been attacking livestock in the valley. My heart sank as I realized he was talking about Luna. I lied to him, saying I hadn't seen any wolves, but the guilt gnawed at me. That night, Luna and I sat by the fire in silence. She seemed to sense my unease, her ears twitching at every sound outside. The next morning, I woke to find Luna standing by the door, her gaze fixed on the forest. She looked back at me, her eyes filled with a mix of gratitude and determination. I knew what she was thinking. The forest was her home, and she couldn't stay forever. Reluctantly, I opened the door. Luna stepped out into the snow, pausing for a moment to look back at me. Then with a soft howl, she disappeared into the trees. Weeks passed, and winter began to loosen its grip. One evening, as I sat by the fire, I heard a familiar sound outside. I opened the door to find Luna standing there, but she wasn't alone. Beside her were 3 wolf pups, their tiny bodies wobbling in the snow. My heart swelled with emotion as Luna nudged them forward, as if to introduce them to me. She had returned, not just as a friend, but as a mother. From that day on, Luna and her pups became a part of my life. They visited often, and I watched the pups grow into strong, playful wolves. The cabin, once a place of solitude, now felt alive with the sounds of their howls and the warmth of their presence. That winter taught me something important. Sometimes the wildest hearts can teach us the most about humanity, and sometimes they remind us that even in the coldest of times, there's always a little warmth to be found.